people next in line, lower class and social slime. They don't matter, genocide. Sick from water, sick from air. Making money, they don't care. Caesar shit, force of air. Fuck them back, it's only for they bomb. They shoot, they kill, they massacre, rape. They burn the kids. No one makes countries laugh to your face, fight and die. Cause God forgive. Selling lies and buying time, killing people next in line. Lower class and social slide. They don't matter, genocide. Sick from water, sick from air. Making money, they don't care. See their shit, force a bear. Fuck them back, that's only fair. They bomb, they shoot, they kill, they massacre, rape. They burn the kids. No one leaves countries. Lie to your face, fight and die. Cause God forgives. Yeah. Coming back around again.
Okay, welcome to the show. This is Game On. I'm your host, Ron Stevens. This is April the 19th, 2016. And I didn't know this. I miss some things sometimes, but today's the second day of Earth Week. So, all you Earthlings out there, go out and protect the environment. Bend over. You know, take a UN flag and shove it up your ass. You want to be UN friendly. You don't want them blue helmets knocking on your door, going, "Hey, we checked you out from our space station, and well, you weren't celebrating the Earth on Earth Week, so you'll have to come with us now, and we'll re-educate you at the Earth Camp." Anyways. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to start with this. The guy, Ossifer Frisello, who shot Sammy Yeton, I think is his name, on the bus in Toronto, let him have it like 9 times, and then they tasered the snot out of him afterwards just to make sure he wouldn't get up and come after the whole horde of cops because, well, they felt for their safety. So I guess he's going to appeal his second-degree murder charge, or attempted murder. I have to go through this story again here. Let me see what we got here. It starts here. Frisello's lawyer arguing for special treatment. Why? Because he's a cop. Peter Broutine's dim view of the guilty verdict jumps off the page of written submissions in advance of Frisello's sentencing hearing next month. And lawyers in their raptures and the indignation and flourishes of mind-numbing legalese can ask for the moon. Thing is, when the client's a police officer, they usually get it, the moon and sixpence. From juries which are adverse to convicting cops, and from judges who are part of a shared law enforcement culture. Exactly. They're all employees of the frickin' Queen, who's the head of state of this corporation we call Canada. And they're all in conflict of interest. The judges, the crown, attorneys, and the cops all got the same boss. So they do what they're supposed to do. You and I cannot get a fair trial in this so-called country. Okay? They use us, they pick our pockets, and so everybody makes a buck off the deal. The cops get paid. The judges get paid. The crown attorneys get paid. The lawyer you got to get gets paid because you don't understand legalese. And then they bring you in there and they decide how much money or what they're going to do with you. Maybe they'll throw you in jail because there's good money in these private jails now, too. So everybody's making money off of your meat carcass because we're all subjects of the Queen. And the other guys are employees of the Queen. You going to get a fair trial out of this? I don't think so. Anyways, fact, it says, of the 11 Ontario officers charged with murder or manslaughter since the inception of the Special Investigations Unit a quarter century ago, not one has been convicted. And having spent 2 hours with the Special Investigations Unit over another thing, when they came to my home, and we had just a marvelous talk, and the SIU has no use for the OPP whatsoever. They know that the Special Investigation Unit has no teeth. All they are is a thing like an ombudsman or something, so that the people think that there's someone out there policing the police. Well, there isn't, because the police police the police. The police were legislated, yet the government can't tell the police what to do. Brilliant. Anyways, you'd have to be a really lousy lawyer or defending a particularly odious accused to lose a case in this province. Peter Broti is demonstrably not a lousy lawyer, and the cop he got off on second-degree murder, Constable James Forcello, well, I can't say if he's odious or not, but a jury did find him guilty of attempted murder earlier this year in the shooting death of Sammy Yatton, the teenager who terrified passengers aboard a Toronto streetcar by brandishing a knife and exposing himself. Well, he didn't hurt anybody. He might have scared some people. He certainly didn't hurt anybody. And the knife wasn't that big. But the cop killed him and then got found guilty of attempted murder. Now, attempted murder to most people would be you didn't kill the guy. Your intent was to kill him, but you didn't kill him. But this guy did kill the kid, and yet he gets found guilty of attempted murder. Now, I don't know what he would have had to do to get charged with murder. Chop him up in little pieces, put him in a blender? I don't know. Anyways, it was a highly unusual outcome in all its angles and logical perhaps only when viewed from the prism of how the case was presented as two separate actions. The first volley of 3 shots, including the fatal bullet, and a second volley of 6 shots when the 18-year-old was already down and in the process of dying. The initial shots were deemed justified, thus not guilty of murder. The subsequent shots were determined by jurors to have been an excessive use of force, thus guilty. Now, I know Canadians overall aren't the brightest bunch on the planet. I know they came into very substantial indoctrination system in the schools. I realize that they sit in front of TVs too often, but if you look at that again, it makes no sense. Okay, the kid was standing on the bus, didn't get off the bus, didn't make any attempt to move towards the officers who were on the ground and a long ways away from him. And he had a little knife, and there's lots of cops, and they got their flak jackets on. So they're well protected, and all the kid wanted to do was call his dad. Get him a phone, let him call his dad. End of problem. So somehow the jury justified the first 3 shots, but didn't justify the third 3 shots. So even though he shot the kid and the first 3 shots are determined to have killed him, they're saying that the other 6 shots weren't necessary, and therefore that was attempted murder. Now, you'd have to be pretty stupid to be able to wrap your mind around that sitting on a jury. In a way, the lawyer got his hat handed to him by the prosecution's tactical decision to prosecute the charges in this clever manner. It could also be argued that the Crown fatally damaged its own case by giving the jurors a lesser option on which to convict. Well, there we go. It could also be argued that the Crown fatally damaged its own case by giving the jurors a lesser option on which to convict. Well, the Crown and the lawyer and the cop and the judge are all employees of the Queen. So what's the Crown do? He gives the jurors a lesser option on which to convict. Now, the jurors should have went, whoa, hold the phone there, prosecutor. Like, are you losing your mind or something? But no, just like the little sheep that they've been taught to be, well, that's what they told us we could convict on. And they do it. So this is completely contrived. The lawyer's dim view of the guilty verdict jumps off the page of the written submission filed with the court in advance of Frisello's sentencing hearing next month. The logical and legal effect of the jury's verdict is that they accepted that it was reasonable and necessary to kill the kid. And Officer Frisello was acting lawfully when he did so. Well, he couldn't have been acting lawfully because it's a legal system. It's not a system of law. It's a legal system. And the cops and the judges and the Crown attorneys and the whole works of them are part of a corporate system, which is a legal system. There's nothing lawful about what he did or didn't do because we're not in law. We're in a legal system. Anyways. Having found the applicant guilty of attempted murder in relation to the second volley of shots, the jury appears to have accepted that the Crown had proven beyond reasonable doubt that one or more rounds from the superfluous second volley of shots was not legally justified. See, there's the switch out, okay? That he was acting lawfully up in this sentence, but down here, the second volley of shots were not legally justified. Well, why wouldn't they be not lawfully justified? Because the legal system is not law. And they keep switching these things out so people think that law and legal mean the same thing. They do not mean the same thing. Anyways, the volley of shots legally justified and that the applicant meant to cause death when he fired at him. It is indeed difficult to wrap one's brain around this story, but let's not worry about that right now. It is indeed difficult to wrap one's brain around the dueling verdicts, more so from the acquittal end than the conviction end. I'd say Frisello killed Yaton, and the jury accepted the shooting was justifiable. Yaton would have died regardless of shooting part 2, but those rounds were unjustifiable. The unlawfulness of his conduct, according to the jury, arose at some point during the second volley when he used force that was not justified. Under 2 sections of the Criminal Code, the lawyer writes, he was nonetheless authorized by law throughout the entire transaction to confront the kid. In fact, he had been justified in killing him less than 60 seconds before. The lawyer seems intent on re-arguing his case in this document, perhaps as a dress rehearsal for the expected appeal, but the submissions are primarily jaw-dropping for the arguments put forward to secure Frisello's grossly inadequate sentence on the attempted murder conviction, essentially 2 years less a day of house arrest. How sad is that? No prison time, no minimum sentence as any other individual would face, though maximum punishment for attempted murder is life in prison. Why? Because Frisello is a cop. The crime was committed with a restricted weapon, Frisello's police-issued Glock. The lawyer argues the mandatory minimum sentence with a restricted handgun is grossly disproportionate for an officer who used too much force to stop a threat, and a minimum sentence rule should be struck down as unconstitutional. The gravity of this offense is as close to nil as one can imagine. an attempted murder ever being. Only blinkered cop huggers would agree that attempted murder is an offense that lacks gravity. The applicant's act of firing at Mr. Yetton a second time had absolutely no casual effect vis-a-vis his death. It did not even rise to the level of amount of contributing cause of death for the purpose of criminal liability. Yetton was already all but dead for Sello's doing, but don't let that impact on the sentence for firing 6 more times when the teen posed no reasonable threat to anybody. A misconception, says the lawyer, the cop's lawyer. Oh no, the cop's lawyer isn't promoting special treatment for convicted cops. It is about ensuring that when we ask men and women to arm themselves to protect the larger community, we treat them justly and fairly when they make mistakes concerning how they use force, because we placed upon them the responsibility of engaging in the conflict in the first place. That's an excuse. This is another way of saying that the law should be applied differently with a cop in dock. It is only a mistake if you, the jury, insist on convicting. Mandatory minimums have indeed been knocked for a loop by the Supreme Court of Canada. Just last week, the Supremes struck down a mandatory minimum penalty of a year in prison for low-level drug trafficking. This is not that. The lawyer claims a reasonably informed member of the public would be shocked that Furcello is facing the same sentencing guidelines as the bank robber who deliberately shoots a teller intending to kill her, the husband who discharges the firearm intending to kill his wife, who miraculously survives her grievous wounds, or the hitman that shoots at the intended victim but misses. Rather, and this is galling, the lawyer likens Furcello to a soldier asked to put his or her life on the line in incredibly dangerous and high-stress circumstances, but then is punished severely for a temporary lapse in judgment that had no consequences since that's stupid sentence is justified. Even more aggressive, the lawyer draws a correlation with the battered woman who is repeatedly subjected to domestic assault. Her partner threatens her with a knife. In a self-defense, she runs and grabs her partner's gun and shoots him, knocking him to the ground on the first shot. Medical evidence later established that it was this first shot that is fatal. However, terrified that he might get up, and continued attacking her, she empties the rest of the clip at him. A jury could reasonably conclude that her initial decision to shoot was justified in self-defense, but the continued shootings subsequently were excessive and not justified. Despite her history with her abuser and the fact that she legitimately feared him, she would also be liable to mandatory minimum of 5 years. The analogy is preposterous. Well, of course it's preposterous. This guy, and I remember when he came out of the courthouse, what was waiting for him? A private car? No, a police SUV. And so he comes out of the court, gets into that. They go away with the lights flashing to take him back to their den of iniquity in order to, pat him on the back. For what, I don't know. But this is really pathetic. I saw another story up in Sault Ste. Marie where a young guy or whatever called 911 because his father was threatening to commit suicide or something. And he's been in an induced coma since, I think, sometime in March, the father. So the kid phones 911. The cops come to the house, beat the living shit out of the father, who the kid called the police because he's afraid his father might commit suicide. They beat him up. They take him to the hospital. Hospital checks him out. Sends him off to the jail. A while later, he's in big distress. And they take him back to the hospital. It turns out he's all beat to rat shit. He's got 3 broken ribs, a punctured lung, a punctured bowel. He's filling up with feces and air. And that was way back, I think, March 28th. And April 18th, he is still in an induced coma. And again, the SIU got involved in it, so nobody can put out any stories about it. Nobody can discuss anything. So hopefully the gentleman lives, but I'm sure the police will get off the hook on this one as well. And people wonder why people are questioning the police actions. This is what you're calling international policing now. All police chiefs are members of the international police chiefs. And the police here and in the United States and everywhere else have been sent on UN details, okay? They are UN police. Your police, not your police, the state's police, are basically being trained to be UN police, international police, okay? And this is what's going on. And the international law, what isn't already written, is being busily written. And you know, we are basically in some serious trouble here if we don't get our acts together. And the cops, well, I don't know where they get these guys, but it ain't off the high intellect group of people, that's for damn sure. This guy here in this picture, I'm going to put this in just so you can look at the guy's picture. And he looks like a kid. When he was a kid, probably had few friends in school because he's an asshole. And probably got picked on. This is just what I'm saying looking at his picture. If I get that. But this is what he reminds me of. Now, I got along fine with the bullies because I would take no shit from anybody, but I also got along very well with the smartest people in the school because I ended up lots of time helping them with their friggin' homework. But this is the picture of a guy. It's like I had this cop bother me long years ago, and he was bothering everybody. He was another little weaselly son of a bitch. And I'd been out west, and I come home, and this guy, I didn't know who this guy was, but he was a real dickweed. And I finally had to chat with him, and he's all pumped up because he's wearing his uniform. And I said, why don't you take your uniform off, and I'll meet you down in the park. Okay, and you and I have it in the park. We'll settle our differences there like men, not like some little whiny shithead in a suit with his little gun in that, feeling important for himself. If you're going to bother people, why don't you man up and meet me in the park, off duty, and we'll settle the differences. And he's all pumped up. Yeah, I'll take you on any time, yeah. Idiot. So eventually, he agrees to meet me in the park. And I said, that's good. We'll get it settled out. And but then, the brave man he is, he said, but if I lose, I'll charge you with assaulting a cop, policeman. What a weasel, eh? I mean, these people are children with guns. They're snotty little kids with guns. And that's got to change. Now, I have met the odd good cop, very few and far between. And those cops were the cops that must have grew up watching Andy Griffith. These cops understood how to de-escalate something quickly, how to use simple manners to settle things down. We had this one cop, Bill Nelson. He was a big guy, man. He's a big man. Not fat, not like these cops today, but he was a big man, tall man. You know, and Bill didn't want any trouble, and he wasn't running around looking for handing out tickets. He wasn't a Barney Fife. He was an Andy Griffith. And, you know, I remember he walked in the bar one night, and I think things were getting a little rambunctious in there or something. And I remember there was a couple of guys that were kind of pushing each other around, and he comes into the bar, Big Bill, and looks around and, "Are we having a problem in here?" Everybody looked at Bill because everybody respected Bill because he understood. Big difference. And everybody goes, "No problem here, Bill." Bill goes, "That's what I was hoping to hear. Don't make me come back here, all right, guys?" And he was gone. And that's how you handle things, right? Not these jackasses they got today. And there seems to be no shortage of these jackasses. And that's unfortunate. So, anyways, that's an update on this thing for there. And now, I don't know where this is. It is Earth Week, so we have Earth Story. That Earth's monthly heat streak hits a record 11 straight months. The 11-month heat records in a row smash a streak of 10 set in 1944. Well, wait a minute. If we had 10 straight months of record heat in 1944, then again, what is this global warming they're talking about? Oh, I get it. A natural cycle. Yes, indeedy. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's caused by people. Absolutely caused by people. Washington. I like Washington. I wish somebody build a wall around the frickin' place and just close it off. Put some glass. Build a wall. Put some bulletproof glass in it, and put a big walkway around Washington, and then the tourists can come and just keep everybody in there, and then people can go and it'll be like a zoo. Right? They can't cause any trouble when they're locked up like that in a wall, and so you built a wall around them, but you can make some money off it too by charging admission to come and look at the people in the zoo. Anyways, Washington, Earth's record monthly heat streak has hit 11 months in a row, a record! Yay! The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration announced Tuesday that March's average global temperature of 54.9 degrees Fahrenheit was not only the hottest March, but continues a record streak that started last May. Yeah! I am sure there was some fist pumping and hand slapping going on at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration offices. I bet you there was some they probably popped some champagne. According to NOAA, climate scientist Jessica Blunden, the 11 heat records in a row smashed a streak of 10 set way back in 1944. Climate scientists say this is a result of El Nino along with relentless, not just average, but relentless man-made global warming. Blunden and Michael Mann, Mr. Looney himself at the University of Pennsylvania, worry that people will be desensitized to the drumbeat of broken records and will not realize the real effect they have on weather. In other words, they're worried that the propaganda is losing its shelf life. Well, Mr. Mann, it has already lost its shelf life. For example, on massive changes in what is supposed to be winter in the Arctic, Greenland had a record early start for its ice sheet melting. The Arctic had its smallest winter maximum for sea ice, and it was the second smallest March snow cover for the Northern Hemisphere. It's becoming monotonous in a way, says Jason Furtado, a meteorological professor at the University of Oklahoma. It's absolutely disturbing. We're losing critical elements of our climate system. March was 2.2 Fahrenheit warmer than the 20th century average. That's a record amount of above average for any month, breaking the mark set only the months before. Africa and India oceans were especially warm, Blunden said. Well, that, if you read the book, The Sea Around Us, written by Rachel Carson in 1958, which you can find on my blog, CanadianTruths.wordpress.com, will explain why the oceans are warm over there right now. And it ain't because of you or I. The first 3 months of the year were 2.07 warmer than normal and a half a degree warmer than the previous record start set last year. Beyond NOAA, NASA, the Japanese Weather Agency, and satellite tracking measurements have reported that March was a record hot month. Blunden said there's a good chance April will mark a solid year of records. Eventually, she said, the record-setting streak will come to an end as the El Nino dissipates. Okay, so the El Nino is a normal cyclical climate cycle deal, and they're saying that the records will dissipate come the El Nino. So they're telling you, that it's all cyclical. El Nino, a warming of parts of the Pacific which changes weather worldwide, tends to push global temperatures up. La Nina, its cooling flip side, is forecast for later this year. Oh, guess what? It'll cool down. What the hell does the natural cycle have to do with you or I? Absolutely nothing. They're telling you in all of these stories that the weather goes up and down and all around naturally. For NOAA, this is the 37th time monthly heat records have been broken since the year 2000, but it has been more than 99 years since the last time a global cold record has been set. Well, if I'm not mistaken, 3 winters ago here in Ontario was the coldest winter we'd had. I don't know if that was on record or for a very, very, very long time. But geez, I forgot about that one, eh? No, we have relentless man-made global warming here on the planet, and there's not a damn to do except get rid of you. We got to get rid of you people, and we got to get you people to understand that you're the problem so that we can ditch you because we want to. And we don't want no hassles from anybody. Just do as you're told and sit on that UN flag. Just sit on it. Look at this, Earth Day 2016, Earth Week from the University of Arkansas, the sustainability blog, Earth Week 2016, the Department of Energy, Earth Day 16, Elementary Education Teacher Resources, Earth Week Student Environmental Resource Center, Earth Week 2016, Sustainability at Lehigh, Earth Week 2016, University of Wisconsin. What is Earth Day 2016? Governor Cuomo highlights Earth Week 2016. Earth Week 2016, California State University. Virginia Tech Earth Week. Facebook Earth Week. Penn State Earth Week. Macy's Living Green Earth Week. Earth Week Santa Monica College. Earth Week 2016 Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. Earth Week 2016 Sustainability Northwestern University. Earth Week 2016 Office of University Sustainability. Earth Week PDF files from the Department of Climate Change, I guess, Illinois Education. National Environmental Education Week, Earth Week 2016, University of Houston. Earth Week 2016, Sustainability, don't know where that is from. Buffalo Education. The Diocese of Cary, Earth Week 2016. What the hell is it? Diocese of Cary. Better not be Diocese of John Cary. Earth Week 2016, St. Mary's College. This, I bet you, Disney Nature's Earth Week. Dartmouth University. Sustainability Project. And all of this emanated from the guys that started the UN. Okay? This is how much they have entered into our lives. And you have people all over the frickin' planet. The Willie Street Co-op is open from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. daily. And that's the Williamson Street Grocery Co-op. And they're celebrating Earth Week 2016. Isn't that wonderful? This just go. Montevallo has an Earth Week. University of Virginia. Earth Week Events Forum. University of Scranton. Boulder Community. The Firelands Area Runners are celebrating Earth Week 2016. Environmental Film Festival in the nation's capital is celebrating Earth Week 2016. And again, Macy's Green Living is up here celebrating. Penn State again. City of Atlanta celebrates Earth Week. Jesus, eh? Okay, yes, indeedy. I guess I better celebrate it too, or I might get in trouble. Earth Day Canada. Welcome to Earth Day Canada. We have our own Earth Day Canada. Well, let's go take a look at this, seeing as I'm in Canada. If it will open up. Well, look at this. This is some good news here. This is some fabulous news. Apparently, 1,792 trees have been planted. And there's 12 days left, so let's get planting. Holy sweet Jesus. Wow. Schools can win a forest for $40 or for $30. For $40, is this like what is this, like a youth fund thing or something? 40 trees gets 8 trees planted. $40, I mean, gets 8 trees planted. An Earth Day, you get, let's see, $40 gets you 8 trees planted. Earth Day swag bag includes stickers and buttons, your name on Rooting for Trees tree hugger list, charitable receipt of $40, your name on the 25th anniversary Earth flag. For $50, only in Canada, eh? For $50, you have large city tree planted. Get your hands dirty, join Earth Day Canada, and plant your own tree on National Tree Day, September 21st, in Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Oakville, Markham, or Montreal. Trees, tools, and instructions provided. And you get your name on the tree hugger list and receipt for $50 and Earth flag for $75. Oh, this is Earth Day. I don't want Earth Day. I want Earth Week. But this is screwed up. I'm going to put this in. Oh, look at this. Wow. So you can start this as low as, you can get into this game here for as low as $10. And you can get all the way up to 10 grand. You can donate 10 grand. And for that, you get 200 large city trees planted and get your team growing. Your company or organization can pull up their sleeves and plant 200 trees in cities across Canada on National Tree Day. Now, I didn't know we had a National Tree Day. It is on September 21st. So, Trees Tools. You get a banner ad across campaign platform for Earth Month. Holy Jesus, I didn't know we had an Earth Month either. This is Earth Week. We had Earth Day. We got Tree Day. Now, I didn't know anything about Earth Month. I am so far behind the times on all this earthy stuff. And I don't know, there's a cartoon squirrel or something on this lady's shoulder here. I'm going to put this in this is too wild. I'm going to stick this in the chat too. Somebody might get a bit of a giggle out of this stuff. Jesus. What are you going to do, eh, folks? What are you going to do? Earth ball, Earth flag. I don't know, what's this Earth flag thing anyways? Oh, Jesus, there's Elizabeth May. There's John Tory. Okay, let's see. There's our little gay over here. And if you push on the Earth flag, and for those maybe listening who aren't in the chat, all you gotta do is go to earthday.ca, right? But if you push on Earth flag, up will come another page, and over in the far corner here is Glenn Murray with his little rainbow-colored bow tie on. He's our gay Minister of Environment and Climate Change. So he's a happy little character. All his little good gay friends are getting jobs with the government. Yeah, where's this flag they're talking about? I don't see no frickin' flag. Where's this flag? Look at this. See the 1992 Earth flag video, a piece of history, 1992 Earth flag. Created in 1992, the first Earth flag had 500,000 signatures portraying the commitment of Canadians to protect the planet. Then Prime Minister Brian Mulroney was the final signatory to the flag before it went to Rio for the Earth Summit, where the first International Climate Accord was signed. Now, he's Irish. He sang on the stage with Ronald Reagan. They sang Irish Eyes Are Smiling, a pair of indoctrinated international puppets. He's a Catholic. He's a lawyer. And he is in the Privy Council for life, because once you're Prime Minister or in the cabinet, you become in the Privy Council. It's a life appointment. You can't get out of it. And there you take a life oath of secrecy to the boss, who is the Queen. Okay? He's just the CEO of the board of directors of the company called Canada. But he takes an oath of secrecy to the Queen for life. And it's really weird, because very few people end up in the Privy Council who are not in the cabinet or prime ministers or head of the legal system, the justices, the head justices, and that. But what did Brian Mulroney do? He appointed Maurice Strong to the Privy Council. Okay? But then Maurice Strong is such a big actor in Canadian histories, although most people have no clue. He basically, him and Rockefeller ran this place from the outside, not the inside, because they said they already control both sides. Maurice Strong was going to run in the Trudeau government, And then apparently Rockefeller told him, why would you want to do that? We already control both sides, you clown. We got a lot more influence outside than inside. And that's what they did. So, yeah, well, that's interesting. I'll have to find that again. Earth Day 2016, Camp A. Brown. Brilliant. But that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for, let's see what they got over here at my friendly place, my most happy place, Earth Week 2000 from the United Nations. Let's go see what them dickweeds got to say. Let's see, United Nations. We would like to show you a description here, but the site won't allow us. It says, plan for the Planet Earth Week Academy, United Nations sponsored International Mother Earth Day is April. Okay, so holy lifting. Okay, so get this straight. We don't have time to talk about cops. We don't have time to talk about politics. We don't have time to talk about nothing except United Nations days, weeks, and months. Because apparently Earth Week runs from the 18th to, I think, the 22nd of April. And then according to this, on April the 22nd is Mother Earth Day. Okay, I never heard of that one. I'm going to go look at it. Mother Earth Day. Oh, look at the rainbow. Isn't that pretty? I've got a rainbow flag. I got a rainbow in the sky. Oh, yes, indeedy. Mother Earth Day coincides with the signing of the Paris Agreement. Yes, indeedy. The theme for 2016 is Trees for the Earth. Earth Day was first celebrated in the United States in 1970 and is organized by the Earth Day Network. Its mission is to broaden the diversity of the environment movement worldwide and to mobilize it as the most effective vehicle to build a healthy, sustainable environment, address climate change, and protect the Earth for future generations. With this year's theme looking toward its 50th anniversary, it sets the goal for planting of 7.8 billion trees over the next 5 years. And you know, the 7.8 billion trees represents the population of the planet. Doesn't say that, but I'm thinking that's what it's about. Yeah, so, yeah, they're going to plant 7.8 billion trees, and I'm sure that the population in 5 years is going to be 7.8 billion, unless they can figure out some way to wipe us out in between. But these are things you really got to appreciate, folks, that these psychopaths go to this much trouble to keep us informed and happy and all that kind of stuff, eh? Yes, indeed. But that still ain't what I was looking for. Nice page, though. Earth Day Wikipedia, Earth Day International Canada. Let's go over here to the United Nations, see if it's there. United Nations. Search for. What do we search for? Temporarily. I want the reason I'm doing this, there's lots of things I could be talking about, but the reason I'm doing this, it is very important that we appreciate all of this work that's being done on our behalf by the international community, to keep us informed and, helping to save our planet and all, I got to tell you, I had the most amazing run-in with a guy today while I'm doing this. I only got a little bit of time left, so I ran into a guy by the name of Boris this morning, and I went to get my coffee, and So there's a guy, and he's 86. I found out, sharp as a freaking tack, man. He was told me some of his life story. He was, I don't know, he was from Croatia or wherever he was, but he was drafted at the age of 14 and a half to go fight in the wars over there. And he showed me some of his bullet holes and that through his legs, and he got stabbed with a bayonet in the shoulder, and some other damn thing hit him. A really nice guy. But we were in the store, and somebody in the store said that it was supposed to snow here this afternoon. I go, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, it's record heat, says the media, and then you tell me it's supposed to snow, and they're going, yeah. And I said, well, I guess we have Al Gore and David Suzuki to thank for that. Well, this older gentleman, he looks over at me and he said, that Suzuki's a freaking liar. And I went, giddy up. So we got to talking. And, he gets all this stuff. He's 86 years old. But he came through a life that wasn't easy. He was around, or his father was around there when, what was his name? Tsar Nicholas and the family got wiped out. Very interesting history on this guy. I would really like to interview him. I'm actually going to take. I'm going to make a CD of that, or whatever you call them, DVD of that Yuri Brezhnev series, that KBG guy who came over here in the 70s. Because when we were talking, I mean, these things are really close together. So I'm going to make that and take it to him and have him watch it and see what his thoughts are on it. I would really like to spend some time with this guy. Certainly was a much more interesting conversation than I've gotten from most Canadians. So anyways, international days. Okay, so we have All-Day International Mother Earth Day is on the 22nd of April. The All-Day World Immunization Week. Now, I didn't know about that one, okay? I didn't know we had an All-Day World Immunization Week. That is on the 24th of April, so you want to get up, get your arm pumped up, get that vein out there so they can stuff a needle in it for you. All-Day Africa Day is on the 25th of June. All-Day International Week. Upcoming events, World Autism Awareness Week is on the 2nd of April, which is kind of odd because they have a World Autism Awareness Day on the 2nd of April, but they're having All-Day Immunization Week or Vaccination Week on the 24th of April. Interesting. UN hosts the world premiere of One Day on Earth, Africa Renewal Online, World Immunization Week, Sustainable Development. I better put this in the chat too because, well, people, you want to stay up and you don't want to miss any of these events. You really don't. How can we call ourselves good international citizens if we don't know what the hell the UN's celebrating on every single day of the year? We got to stay on top of this stuff. Mother Earth Day, April 22nd. Now, way up here we have, why is it not linking this crap to me? Let's see here, Mother Earth Day. It's not very well laid out here. International Days, United Nations. Let's see what we got here. You can learn about your narcotic drugs and all the different commissions they have. Oh, here we are. This is actually a better page. International Day of the Midwife. I didn't know about that one either. International Malaria Day. World Migratory Bird Day. You want to be up for that one. International Day of the Families. Now, that's on the 15th of June. You don't want to miss that. And it lasts all day. It's not just a short thing. World Telecommunication Information Society Day, that's on the 17th of June. World Day of Cultural Diversity is on the 21st of June. International Day for Biodiversity is on the 22nd of June. International Day to End Obstetric Fistula is on the 23rd of June. Africa Day is all day again is on the 25th. International Week of Solidarity with the Peoples of Non-Self-Governing Territories is on the 25th as well. International Day of United Nations Peacekeeping is on the 29th of June. World No Tobacco Day. You wonder where you can't have a smoke with your coffee in the bar, or your drink in the bar, or after you have your meal. You wonder where all these anti-smoking laws came from. You think they came from your state government or your local government. Suck air with that idea. All of this garbage that is being hammered on us is coming out of the United Nations. World No Tobacco Day is on the 31st of June, and it's all day. Global Day of Parents is on the 1st of July. And, excuse me, I got this screwed up. Those first ones I was talking about, that was all May. All of those first ones I was talking about is in May. And the World Environment Day is in June on the 5th. World Oceans Day is on the 8th. And save the oceans, don't smoke, be a good global parent, use the internet. World Press Freedom Day. Now, there's a funny one, huh? World Press Freedom Day. Hell, I got the local chief phoning me up telling my problem is I'm diametrically opposed to what 99% of the people say. But apparently we have an international Press Freedom Day. This just goes on. World Day Against Child Labor, World Blood Donor Day, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, Day of the African Child, World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought, World Refugee Day. That's all those people that are being pumped into our countries over here in the West, and that is on the 20th of June. So you want to celebrate that, you know. International Widows Day. Well, that's a nice day for all the poor fools that got conned into joining the army and went and got themselves whacked in these countries working as mercenaries and left all those widows. So it's nice we have a Widows Day. UN Public Service Day, International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, UN Charter Day, International Day of Cooperatives, World Population Day is on the 11th of July. World Youth Skills Day, Nelson Mandela International Day, good old Nelson, communist card-carrying slug, UN minion puppet, treasonous dog, got his own day. Good for Nelson. World Hepatitis Day, International Day of Friendship, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, person, I don't know what they're talking about there because a person is not a man. And the world, look at this. They got a day for everything. And this is really good stuff that we really have to pay attention to. And, yeah. World Mental Health Day, World Teacher Day, Order of Older Persons Day, World Maritime Day, Day of Peace, Day of Nuclear Test, World Humanitarian Day, Day of the Girl Child, Day of Disaster Reduction, Rural Women Day, World Food Day, International Day of Eradication of Poverty Day, World Statistics Day, UN Day, and World Cities Day. Holy crap. I hear music. That's not what the show is going to be about tonight, by the way. I just got sidetracked here. So enjoy Earth Week. Absolutely enjoy the UN. That's the new normal pop, everybody. Anyways, back here Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Everybody have a great night. And it's quite cool here tonight. See some of that warm air you have about 7 miles. Have a great night.